States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And on tonight's agenda, we are going to depart a little from our typical order of business because we have a very special event this evening, and that is the official appointment of K9 Officer Bruder to the Plymouth Police Department. So with that, I'll turn it over to our chief.
Thank you. I'd just like to start off by saying, give you a little explanation why we're swearing in Bruder. The people in the audience and the people watching on TV may be wondering why we are officially swearing Bruder in as a K9. By swearing him in as an official police K9 under New Hampshire law, he will be granted all the same protections as a human officer would. After Bruder gets sworn in, it will be a Class B felony for someone to assault him or otherwise mistreat him in any way. It would also be a misdemeanor for anybody to interfere or attempt to interfere with him during his official duties. Sergeant Newcomb and Bruder just recently graduated from the New Hampshire State Police K9 Academy. This was an intensive 16-week program which resulted in Sergeant Newcomb becoming certified as a police K9 handler and Bruder being patrol certified. This means Bruder is now certified in obedience, tactical obedience, criminal apprehension, tracking, building searches, and article searches, which in essence is evidence recovery. I had the opportunity to attend the New Hampshire State Police K9 Academy and watch Sergeant Newcomb and Bruder in action. It was an awesome sight. I highly recommend everyone come view one of Sergeant Newcomb's and Bruder's K9 demonstration. They'll be conducting K9 demonstrations this Saturday, the 14th, at 3 p.m. during the Fun Fair on Green Street. They will also be conducting another one on July 28th at 3 p.m. during the Rock the Ball Park event in Ashland. People should know that the Plymouth PD's K9 program runs on community donations. Without the donations, we would not be able to sustain the K9 program at Plymouth PD. I would like to thank Luann Flood and Lori Coffin from Noseworthy Realty for financial assistance in getting the K9 program started, and I'd like to give a special thanks to Susan Parker of Plymouth. Because of her financial support, both Bruder and Sergeant Newcomb have the equipment they need to stay safe and be successful. Thanks.
I'd like to also add that Bruder's mother, Gypsy, is here for his appointment ceremony this evening. And Gypsy is not on camera, but she is present. Karen? Right there, Karen.
Okay, Derek, would you like to raise your right hand and on behalf of Bruder, swear him in? I, Derek Newcomb.
I, Derek Newcomb.
On behalf of K9 Bruder.
On behalf of K9 Bruder.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That we will faithfully and impartially.
That we will faithfully and impartially.
Discharge and perform.
Discharge and perform.
All duties incumbent on us.
All duties incumbent upon us.
As K9 unit.
As K9 unit.
According to the best of our abilities.
According to the best of our abilities.
To the Constitution of the United States.
To the Constitution of the United States.
And to the rules and regulations of the Constitution.
And to the rules and regulations of the Constitution.
And the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
And the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Bruder.
Yeah. And
He's got his badge.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Sergeant Newcomb, I've also got a little congratulatory treat for Bruder, which I'm going to let you give to him because I know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Papers.
Privileged to see that. The young lady was all ready to play with the dog, and vice versa.
All right. And with that, we will continue with our regular agenda. Those who were here just for Bruder's appointment, please feel free to leave. You don't need to stick around for the full Select Board meeting. But thank you very much for being here. All right. Moving on to the appointment of minutes, we will again delay the minutes of the June 14, 2012 public hearing until we actually have a quorum of members who were present at that meeting. Our next minutes are the work session of the on June 25, 2012.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve those minutes as presented.
It's been moved by Ray and seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Charlie abstains. He was not present. Next, we have the June 25, 2012 regular meeting.
I would make a motion to approve those minutes as presented.
I will second that motion.
All right, it's been moved by Mike, seconded by Ray. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And next, we have the non-public June 25, 2012 minutes.
Madam Chairman, I move we approve those as presented.
Second?
It's been moved by Ray, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. Announcements. The Select Board will meet on the following dates. Regular meetings at 6 p.m. on July 23, 2012 and August 13, 2012. Work sessions prior to the regular meeting will start at 5 p.m. on August 13th, and as I mentioned at our last meeting, the work review session prior to the June 23 meeting will start at 4 p.m., and that will be at the Parks and Rec building at the Plymouth Regional High School. We are going to be conducting a tour of Parks and Rec. The other meetings will be in the Town Hall. Citizens wishing to be listed on the Selectmen's agenda should notify the Town Hall before 12 p.m. on the Friday before the scheduled meeting. In addition to K9 Officer Bruder's appointment this evening, the board also has an announcement that Captain Alex Hutchins has been appointed Deputy Chief of the Plymouth Police Department. This is a title change that will ensure that he will be the senior officer in any joint law enforcement activities in case our chief is not present and does not have any impact on his pay. Do you have anything to add to that, Chief? Is that...
No, I was just here in case anybody had any questions about it, but there's nobody here.
That's true. Okay. Moving on to committee reports. Charlie?
Nothing.
Ray?
None.
None.
And I have none. So,
That was easy.
all right. Under new business, the Select Board has this evening signed off on the dog warrant, a warrant for unlicensed dogs, and this is by state statute. Dog owners have a deadline of 1 June for licensing dogs, and no later than July 10, a list of unlicensed dogs has to be forwarded to the police department with a warrant that essentially directs the PD to seize unlicensed dogs for holding in an appropriate hold facility. So if you have a dog and you know that that dog is not licensed, please get to the town hall as quickly as possible. Though we are past the June 1 deadline, July 10 is tomorrow, and that's when the warrant goes out. Next on the agenda, Time Warner Cable and the option for an informal track to continue negotiations. Charlie, would you like to?
Yeah, the town is involved with Holderness and Ashland on as a consortium to negotiate our renewal agreement with Time Warner, which expires, I think, in March or April of 2013, and the new agreement will go to 10 years to 2023. In March of 2010, the town, with the advice of attorney, decided to go with a formal approach to negotiating with Time Warner, which we now find has precluded the possibility of us negotiating with Time Warner as part of the consortium. So our attorney has asked us to authorize them to opt for the informal track for renewal of the cable TV franchise with Time Warner while explicitly preserving our rights to a formal track for renewal. And that can be done with a letter, which if we move to do so, can be sent out this week, and we will then be in informal negotiations with Time Warner's, along with Ashland and Holderness. There's a number of issues that still have to be resolved, but at this point in time, we can't participate until we get this cleaned up. So I would move that we authorize our attorney Donahue, Tucker, and what's the last one?
Shambhala.
No, C, DTC. Authorize them to opt for the informal track for renewal of the cable TV franchise with Time Warner Corporation while explicitly preserving the town's right on the informal track for renewal. Put that as a motion.
But I think it was while preserving the town's rights under the formal process.
Right, we will not, by doing this, we will not opt out of the formal process. We can move to opt into the formal process at any time we wish.
I'll second that motion.
All right, any other discussion, questions? It's been moved by Charlie and seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we can authorize DTC then to opt for the informal track for renewal while preserving our rights on the formal track.
Now, there is a meeting on the 12th.
And
I guess you and,
I will be attending that with Paul and Kate, so
That authorization, that's something you'll be able to sign off on.
I should be able to sign it this week. Have any unfinished business? No. There is no public present, so no public comment. And on that, I would request a motion to go into a non-public session in accordance with RSA 91-A:3, 2, A through C.
so moved.
Second?
It's been moved by Charlie and seconded by Ray. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. We are now in non-public.